Taking my own advice for a change and take a few minutes here at the beautiful Bethlehem Rose Garden, taking some time out to enjoy life. I just spent 2 hours experiencing, and trust me, this is the only word to describe it, the singer-songwriter musician Shanna Rae. And the reason why I say experienced is the only way to describe it is I've pretty much over the past 5 years, the amount of bands I've seen and reviewed, about 200 at least, about 200 times at least, if I had to guess. And Shanna Rae is in a class of musicians, in a category of musicians that is fading away from our society and this country, our society here in the United States in general. She is a singer-songwriter and storyteller in every sense and definition of the term. Now, when I showed up to do this review, I figured, okay, I love the acoustic music. I love seeing acoustic performances. Okay, really cool, originals, covers, pretty much standard mix. I was not prepared for someone, and I mean this in the best of terms, I was not prepared for someone who writes her songs from true life experience and does not, shall we say, try to conform those songs to our modern society, our modern world, or tone them down, at all, or change them at all. She writes from true personal experience in every, in every sense of the term. And it's pretty much, some of her songs came across as very raw, not in the sense of screaming or anything, but the lyrics themselves came across as very raw, and she did not hold back at all. I found myself sitting inside the Colony Meadery at the Moravian Bookshop. I kind of got lost in my own world. I was still listening to her. I can actually split my attention, but just kind of got lost in my own world. And I was sitting there with my hands folded, just thinking about my life and everything. And a few of her songs I could relate to, especially with certain things in my personal life that are going on now, certain changes in my personal life that will be coming up in the near and distant future. So from that aspect, to have that kind of effect on people and on myself is very, very rare anymore in the music scene and in the music industry. And yet, as far as what I said about her being a storyteller, in between her songs, she not only did just like a quick, hey, real upbeat, peppy, or talk about what the song was about, what she was thinking when she wrote it, going through, where she was at, etc. She went into details, and also at times drew from experiences from her other shows, and say, hey, look, everybody a lot of people, everybody goes through this at some point in their life, about traveling all the time, different aspects, which I'd say everyone who experiences her music can relate, will have an experience in their own life, or someone they care about, someone they know, that they can say, yeah, you know what, that really hits home for me. That really, goes to my heart. Or a couple of songs might bring back memories that you blocked out or have faded for, you thought were faded or buried. So, it's just she's one of those becoming rare performers, musicians that, like I said, the only word I can use to describe it is you have to experience her. Listening to her music online is one thing, but just like listening to any song online. But to actually watch her perform it, watch, and another thing I really want to point out is that her music is full of surprises. Her guitar playing is full of surprises. Just when you think that, okay, she's doing, the same tone, the same, style for maybe the second song in a row, all of a sudden she'll put a pause in. She'll have a pause. She'll tap on her guitar. Do something different that will really snap you back, and for lack of a better term, wake you up and bring you back in. So her music, her playing, her style of writing is at times very unpredictable. Just when you think that you have, where the song's how it's gonna go for the rest of the song, wham, she'll do something completely unexpected, or completely 180 you, and all of a sudden you're like, okay. One final thing I want to point out about her music. This is a busy weekend for the magazine. Today's a 5-year anniversary. This is actually my second live music review between 12 and 7 in the afternoon. Busy day in Philadelphia tomorrow, so there were a couple times where it's like, all right, take off, get some things done for the magazine promos, etc. And every time I thought that, the few times I thought that about leaving, it's like, okay, I want to hear her next story. I got to hear what comes next in this story through the next song. And it's like, immediately, yeah, I'm sticking around for this. I really have to know what the next thing she's going to sing about, what the next part of her story is, which is, again, becoming very rare in today's music industry, in today's music scene, no matter where you live. In all honesty, the best, Shanna Rae is a true classic, and not stereotypical, classic example of the difference between your local original musicians not all, but a lot of cases, and your more commercial, TV show contestant, trying to become a YouTube star, whatever, musician, and singer, and songwriter. And she is a true classic example because, in my experience with the local music scene here in the Lehigh Valley, in a valley and beyond, it was, I think, over 3 years between my blog Shades of Illusion and then a Valley and Beyond, is the local musicians. A lot of them, again, not all, do it for the music, do it for the people, do it for, they're not out to be like, okay, well, I'm going to be the next one to make it. I want to make all this money. They put their heart, their lives, and their souls into every word, into every note, into every song. And Ms. Rae is definitely a true classic example of local music in general. So click on the link. I was going to include a couple video clips, but then I thought about it, and as I was doing this review, if you want to experience her music, click on that link, go to her website. If you want to experience Ms. Rae and her music. Normally I put in a teaser or two, but not this time. Gotta have some. I like to have fun on occasion when I'm doing this. So, take care, everybody. Please go to this. I always say this because it is true. It is so true. Please go to thanks to the sponsors page of the magazine. Check out and support those people and businesses. If you're in the Lehigh Valley, make sure you check out the Colony Meadery at the Moravian Bookshop in Bethlehem, the Colony Meadery over on, I believe it's Harrison Street in Allentown. Please forgive me, Dave, everyone there, please forgive me if I don't have the exact street. They have mentors over there, fantastic, amazing people work for the Colony Meadery. So make sure you get over there. Please support the people and business that financially have kept both the Valley and Beyond and Surreyville City going for the past 5 years. And to everybody out there, thank you so much for all the support. You're the reason I do it. And taking my own advice for a change from the beautiful Bethlehem Rose Garden on a mid-May, mid-spring evening here in the Lehigh Valley. Take some time out from your busy, crazy life. Enjoy it with your family, friends, even for yourself. Thanks, everyone. And I really mean that.